For the past few days now, activist Harrison has been conducting a private investigation about the killing of Andrew and what led to the police to transfer a huge amount of money while taking Andrew from Abia State to Abuja. And in the process, they even made a costly mistake of allowing the prime suspect to die. Due to how tough the investigation is, Harrison was getting a lot of threats from Andrew's camp, from the police camp, and from those he didn't even know the camp they belonged to the point that when he was at the Abuja High Court to support Very Dark Man, someone called him aside and told him that there were plans to set him up and kill him. However, after all said and done, Harrison has come out to release what he found out from his investigation. According to Harrison, the chat that Andrew's friend Mr. Ben Samuel posted about Celine and Afiba requesting 1 million naira from Andrew is fake and doctored. He said Mr. Ben did that to make Celine and Afiba appear bad to the public and calling them hookup girls, but they are all lies. Harrison also said that Andrew's victim told him that Andrew used to threaten them with a popular blogger who he sent all his victims' naked pictures and videos, that if they misbehave, he would instruct the blogger to leak the videos. According to Harrison, that blogger could be Mr. Ben Samuel. Talking about the retrieved money, Harrison commended Mr. Ben Samuel for bringing it up, even though when he requested that Mr. Ben send him the transaction receipt, he refused to do so. Harrison said through the fact that Mr. Ben brought it up, he was able to dig deeper with his tech team and investigate how the money went out of Andrew's bank account. They even went to Uyo, to the places where they initiated the transaction and traces. After they gathered the information and presented it before the police officers who were transferring Andrew to Abuja, they had no option but to confess that they actually collected money from Mr. Andrew in Uyo. Contrary to the 3 million naira that Mr. Ben said they collected from Andrew, the police only admitted they collected 1.5 million naira from Andrew in Uyo. They said Andrew called somebody and told the person to transfer the money to an account the police officers gave to Andrew. According to Harrison, when the officer reported to the IGP headquarters in Abuja, they stated that when they got to Uyo late, so they got to the police station, but it was late and they slept in a bus. However, Harrison confirmed that the officers actually slept in a hotel with Andrew that night, and Andrew footed the bills. That was also where Andrew transferred the 1.5 million naira to the officers. Harrison then told them to go and bring the money. Harrison was with them in Abuja where this argument was happening, but they sent the money to someone in Omaha, who then brought it to Harrison in Delta State. When Harrison counted the money, it was now up to 1.5 million naira they admitted they took from Andrew. They only brought 1,470,000 to Harrison and told him that they would balance 30,000 later on. What shook Harrison was that they gave him a huge sum of money for his transport and recharge card. Displaying all the money on a video, Harrison said he's going to send all the money, including the one they gifted him, to the IGP headquarters in Abuja as an exhibit to help the next team run a proper investigation about the actual death of Andrew. Another thing retrieved from the Abuja officers is the phone they took from Andrew's house. A black iPhone was stolen by one of the FIBIRT officers. That phone was part of the phone recovered from Andrew's house. This happened the day they discovered the decomposing body. They then asked Harrison to take them to Andrew's house so that they could confirm the curtains if they were the same and also do some investigations there. When they got to Andrew's house, they saw the two phones on Andrew's air conditioner, which Harrison also snapped and sent to the victims to confirm if any of them belonged to them. One of the victims, the one who ran away from Andrew's house in January, said the blue iPhone, which is iPhone SR, was hers. So Harrison took it and asked the police officers to submit the black one to Abuja headquarters, but they did not submit it. Rather, they stole the phone. According to Harrison, The police officer who stole the phone is this one. This police officer that is looking like a highway criminal. Harrison said that he informed the IROT commander yesterday about the missing iPhone, and later the commander called him that the iPhone had been retrieved from the officers and is currently in safekeeping. Right now, all the officers involved in the transfer of Andrew from Abia State to Abuja have been detained by the IGP in Abuja and being questioned about what happened on their way to Abuja that led to Andrew's death. This is the time to like this video by clicking on the like button.
At this point, after we discovered the whole lot, we saw that they were not, they were not real with information they were giving to us. And after all this, in fact, we gathered, we needed to follow the money, because we understand that the body language, proves that something was wrong. Because at a point, they were telling me what to do and what not to do. Like the videos I was making, I got a call while they were telling me to, try to filter my videos and the rest of them. And they also told me that the first headquarters were not happy that I was on that journey with them. So I had to befriend them, to get more information of what is really going on. In some of Andrew's friend videos, he made mention of, police collecting 3 million naira from Andrew to aid his escape. All right, so I had to grab that. All right, so I remember on Daddy Free's live program, I told him that I needed his phone number. His phone number was for me to, get more details from what he was saying. If you followed me for years, you know that I don't joke with police extortion. When it comes to police collecting money from citizens for, and refuse to do their job, I don't joke with that. So I made sure I followed up this allegation to the last. So at the Daddy Free's live program, I told Ben, Andrew's friend, that I'm going to send a DM to get his digit, his phone number, which I did. So I tried to befriend him too, to enable me get what I needed. So I asked him, do you have evidence of these officers' receipt of payments sent from Andrew to these officers? So he refused to give me that transaction. So I had to use my number 6, because for the past 7 years we've recovered millions from rogue police officers who extort Nigeria. So we have to employ our tech analysis to see how we can get where this money went to. And this is the money. We presented some facts to the officers after our investigation, and they confessed to us that they actually collected money from Andrew in Uyo. All right, and although I don't know how much they collected, but this is what they said they collected that night. So what they did was to Andrew called somebody who transferred the fund 1.5 million to an account the officers gave to Andrew. All right, and I gave them this fact that this is what I know, and they did not deny it. I told them to go and bring that money as an exhibit to show you that something happened, because they just tried to deny it and without anything. So they went and withdrew this money. I was with them in Abuja, but they sent this money to somebody, POS or a police officer. I don't know who they sent it to. Somewhere in Umuahia, and this money was brought in yesterday. My brother, now you be the exhibit keeper now. So this is the money they took from Andrew from Uyo, 1.5 million. But what they brought to us is 1,470,000 naira. That's what they brought to us yesterday. So they are to balance 30,000 naira. This money, we have 5 petitions to the IG. This money will be handed over to the investigative team of the IGP as exhibits. This one is given to me by the officers, Mad Dog and team. He said I should use it to buy a recharge card. This is it here. So we also tender it too for us exhibit. This money you've just watched belongs to Andrew. This money was paid to an account the officers gave to Andrew in New York. So these officers took Andrew, extradited Andrew from Abia State and took him straight to Uyo. When they got to Uyo, they checked into a hotel in Uyo where they lodged. Andrew and the officers lodged in the hotel in Uyo. But in their report to the police, they told police that the police in Abuja that they got to Uyo in the police station. When they got there, it was late. They slept in the bus. That is false. They slept in a hotel where Andrew transferred the sum of 1,500,000 to these officers and not 3 million. So I don't know if there are more money they paid to them, but for them to have received 1,500,000 through an account the officers give to Andrew, we're able to trace all this information and which I presented to these officers. All right. So Ben, Andrew's friend Ben, knew about because Ben told him, Andrew told him that he paid these officers money. All right. So for Andrew to be telling Ben all these things that he has been telling him from the one, both the victims' videos he has been sending to Andrew. Remember, the victims said on that the free show that there's a blogger that Andrew is using as in form of a threat to threaten these victims that if they made mention of what transpired, that when he raped, when he forcefully sleep with these women, that the blogger will post a video, because Andrew have record videos of all the victims he has had encounter with, and this blogger has all those videos on his phone. Some of those videos he has shared it, some of them a whole lot. All right, so this is the money. We have recovered the money, and the money is intact cash, and which in our petition to the first public relation officer through the public complaint bureau. This is it. We make sure that the money was recovered, and we intend to hand it over as exhibits to the investigative team. All right. So this is just it. After discovery of the decomposed body, all right, so I flew them to Andrew's house for search. All right, the officers were searching the house, and the whole lot happened. Where they are searching the man's house, and which they saw some evidence in the house, blood stains on the curtain, and the wall of the house was stained, and so a whole lot. Yeah. Now, on the AC, at the end of the AC, like this one. So you see, so Andrew kept the two iPhone, on top of the AC like this, and this was where they brought the two phones down. So two iPhone fell down from the AC, but the submitted one, which I snapped and sent to the victim to identify. I sent to Celine's sister to know if this phone belongs to Celine, and which she said no. But the other victim, who came from Lagos, who ran away from Andrew's house January, said this one particular phone is her own. It's iPhone SR or something. Is her own. All right. Now those phones that they picked up from the AC, the two phones, one of the officer, this one, stole one of the iPhone, and that iPhone has been recovered yesterday and is now with the commander in Abuja.
Meanwhile, I did a video of the vigilante boys confessing about what actually happened to the UK millionaire. In the video, they narrated how Andrew was killed and their involvement in the death of Andrew. Please Click on the video showing on the screen to watch the video. Click it now before this very video ends, because if this video ends, it will go away.